the 2003 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony. With this year's inductees, The Clash, AC/DC, The Police, The Righteous Brothers, and Elvis Costello and the Attractions.
Let me kiss you. Okay, let's go. Alright, my boy. Are you surface here? No, I'm actually. Yeah. The last time I looked was that. Nah, that's special guitar, mate. You're gonna have to put on the red.
The 2003 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony is brought to you by Ford. If you haven't looked at a Ford lately, look again. And by HP. HP Technology Services and People help make more things more possible. And by Sierra Mist, one shockingly refreshing lemon lime from the makers of Pepsi. And by Best Buy. For the latest technology, turn on the fun at Best Buy. Coming up, a live performance by Elvis Costello. And The Clash, AC/DC, and The Police are inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The 2003 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. For the ultimate in clean, try new Head & Shoulders Ultimate Clean for fine and oily hair. By T-Mobile. With T-Mobile, you get more from life. Get more minutes, more features, more service. And by Ford. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Sit with him and play those songs. Why? What? He said there's not enough drumming in them.
Sting, that is totally wrong. That is totally wrong.
Really?
I said, you tell that motherfucker Sting I'm not playing those f***ing songs.
Sorry. No,
sorry, that's what
I misquoted you and I apologize.
Right.
Go to VH1.com and get all the info on this year's inductees. Photo flipbooks, bios, videos, timelines, and more. Only on VH1.com.
I love this band. And to me, without doubt, they are, next to the Stones, the greatest rock and roll band of all time. And just in case there's any of you out there who are starting to think that maybe I'm going a bit overboard, let me qualify that by saying I think Elton and Elvis are in the singer-songwriter category. The Beatles are obviously pop. Sting, you're sort of white reggae, different. You two, I don't know, we're some sort of supersonic folk, but in rock and roll terms, The Clash are the shit. There's no else.
Smile you fake, every claim you stick, I'll be watching you. And again, every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
Coming up.
I saw all the guys last night, and Stuart said, make sure to tell everyone that he is the greatest drummer ever.
I did not.
You did.
I was joking.
The 2003 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony is brought to you by Best Buy. For the latest technology, turn on the fun at Best Buy. And by Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection. And by Head & Shoulders. For the ultimate in clean, try new Head & Shoulders Ultimate Clean for fine and oily hair.
of a police set. Pretty flash, huh?
You know, as a group, we've achieved what groups set out to achieve. You know, gold records, platinum records, awards, and everything. We're really in competition with ourselves. We have to better ourselves, not with anybody else, frankly.
There was a chemistry there that is the once-in-a-lifetime thing.
When we started off with kind of 3-chord tricks that went along at 100 miles an hour. The lyrics were unintelligible, and we played fast and furiously.
Please welcome No Doubt's Gwen Stefani.
I can't believe I'm the one doing this. It's crazy, but I'm completely honored to be here tonight to induct one of my all-time favorite bands, The Police, to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It seems crazy to me that enough time has passed already to get these guys in a museum. I mean, it just seems insane to me, but I was in 8th grade, about 13 years old, when I first heard The Police in my older brother's bedroom. And I remember hearing those early songs, Roxanne, So Lonely, Message in a Bottle. And it was the 80s. It was an amazing time to be growing up and be a music fan. The Police was the first big concert I ever went to. By the time I fell in love with them, they had already achieved world domination and were about to play the largest show they would ever play in the LA area, and that was at the Hollywood Park on their Synchronicity tour. This is where the story gets good. Because my dad worked for Yamaha Motorcycles, he got us backstage passes. So Yamaha was doing a special promotion for The Police, and they were shooting this poster. And even as a 13-year-old kid, I was aware of the band's reputation for fighting, and that, like, Sting was a little bit scary. And all of a sudden, Sting takes off on one of the motorcycles, and my dad's like, you know, hurry up, you gotta go get his autograph, hurry, you know, and I'm like terrified. But I run after him, and I was this little chubby 13-year-old girl from the suburbs of Orange County. This wasn't the typical backstage girl. I was in love with him, but I just want to show you what was happening over there. This is me, Sting. Pretty cool, yeah? He wasn't even looking at me, you know? He's totally grumpy. He didn't want to sign my poster. But it didn't bum me out too bad. That was the last and the only autograph I ever got. This was one of the most memorable concerts of my life. They played so many incredible songs, Wrapped Around Your Finger, King of Pain, and of course, Every Breath You Take. This song was everywhere that summer. You couldn't get away from it. You know, it was crazy to see 50,000 people singing all these songs word for word, and it was a life-changing performance for me. In addition to being hugely popular, they were totally a musician's band. Andy Summers, guitar style, created such a wall of sound, which is so amazing because these guys were only a 3-piece. Stuart, he was a drummer's drummer. Everybody wanted to be Stuart Copeland. You know, Adrian in my band. Adrian looks up to Stuart, he's like a drum god. So he's so versatile, he completely has a style of his own. And of course, Sting. Let's start with how sexy is it to have a bass player be the lead singer as well. And his lyrics are just purely poetic. He simplifies all his experiences so the whole world can relate. His vocal style is so completely recognizable. As soon as you hear it, you just know it's him. So 20 years later, my band was able to play Message in a Bottle with Sting at this year's Super Bowl. So you could imagine me walking down, singing Message in a Bottle to Sting. It was just an amazing, amazing experience. See? The police achieved something with me and many others that I believe is one of the most difficult and fulfilling accomplishments. They created music that inspired me to be in a band. They motivated me and many others to create and grab hold of our destiny. I'm sure that they will continue to be a creative point of reference for years to come. That connection and level of inspiration with their fans deserves acknowledgement from the Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Andy Summers, Stuart Copeland, Sting, The Police.
We haven't played together in 18 years, and we're very keen to do that, so we're not going to make any fancy speeches. But I would like to thank our manager, Miles Copeland. Stand up, Miles, come on. Stand up. Mr. Miles Copeland. And his partner, Kim Turner, who couldn't be with us tonight. He's not well in England. God bless him. But A&M Records, Jerry Morris, Herb Albert, Gil Friesen, all of you guys. Andy?
Yes, well, I'd like to thank everybody as well, and particularly our accountants who kept charge of all that incredible amount of cash that came flowing through as we worked away at it. I'd like to make it very clear that there's absolutely no ego in our band whatsoever. We came here against the record company wishes in deep snow and somehow we made it out of there, but we have to thank this country for giving us the start. And I'd like to actually point out there's a gentleman here by the name of Oedipus who played Roxanne, and without him we may never have gotten started, you know. And I think we're all very fortunate to have met each other, because I think we brought something very special out of one another that may not have happened in another combination. And God, of course, he's, you know, there with every single rock band and at every award ceremony. So thank you all, and it's a great honor to be in this along with all the incredible talent. You know, it's humbling. Thank you very much.
I was raised to be a jazz musician. That's why I play rock and roll. There's a few people we got to thank. We're going to keep it real short. We're just going to do the thanks because that's really more important than the funny stories and stuff. Gil Friesen, my brother Ian, who was my agent when I was 12 and was the Police's agent. Michael Plen, Bob Garcia. Oh no, now I'm going to freeze. There's just so many. Our crew, Tam, Danny, Tomo, Jeff Seitz. Dennis. These are the guys who've been with us from the very top all the way down and are still here. Thank you very much. And that's it. We're going to play now.
So put away your man.
Coming up, one last performance from The Police.
Every step you take, every move you make, every smile you take.
The 2003 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony is brought to you by HP. HP technology, services, and people help make more things more possible. And by Sierra Mist, one shockingly refreshing lemon lime from the makers of Pepsi. And by Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection.
Every breath you take, and every move that you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching every single day, and every word that you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. I'm a place with every step you take, every move that you make, and every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. Since you're gone, I've been lost without trace. I dream at night, I can only see your face. I look around, but it's you I carry place. I feel so cold and I long for your embrace. I keep crying, baby, baby. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. I'm a place with every step you take, every move that you make, and every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. Every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching.